Good morning and welcome back to Tommy's Tesla Tech and Travel. We're going to start this video off by me saying I made a rookie YouTuber mistake. I'm having to re-record this because the whole time I was just talking, I didn't realize there was very pertinent paperwork right here with all my personal information. And I mean all of it. So I think what we're going to do today is the G7X, come put it through a stress test to see how it compares to the DJI Pocket 3. Right now I'm just using the regular mics built into the camera itself, and I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I wonder how long it'll take before this one gives us that overheating issue we've been talking about. Let's find out. Because the truth is, I really like the DJI. It's been my absolute favorite camera I've owned so far. But I still think the overall picture quality isn't as crisp or good as the G7X Mark III. But that's also because, I don't know, it just is not to me. Don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful, stabilized image and everything. But there's something about this camera that I just like a lot more. But as you recall in previous videos, my issue is it overheats very easily. And right now we're shooting in 4K at 24 frames per second instead of 30. Whereas with the DJI, I shoot at 4K 60 frames, or 30 frames per second. Yes. And I've never had one overheating issue. In fact, I let it run the other day for 170 minutes without stopping. Zero issues. And the G7X Mark III tends to only record for 9 minutes and 58 seconds before it cuts off. Well, it'll cut off and you can start over again. We'll start with a new video clip. But it never makes that far because it overheats well before that. So I figured, hey, it's like 100 degrees today. I do have to run a couple errands, but nothing particularly planned. I know this has been a common theme with these videos lately, but I had a rough night and a rough morning. It's now almost 11 a.m. and I'm just now getting up and about. Like, it's been rough, y'all. But thanks for sticking with me. These are hopefully going to be over soon, where I'm actually going to be back to being a human being again. But let's go run some errands and get some things done, hopefully. One of the things I'd like to accomplish today is getting this organized. This is the boxes from all the stuff I've gotten in the last couple months, and it's just sitting here. Normally I'm pretty good about organizing, putting the stuff away, but I haven't been. So that's on the agenda today. I'll probably just end up putting it down here, but we'll see. Behold, my camera bag of stuff for the G7X Mark III and the Mark II. I plan on kind of going guerrilla style with just the camera today, but just in case, I am still going to bring a couple things. Like my little fake Manfrotto. I have a real one right there. This is an off-brand one I got from Best Buy that's literally the exact same specs. It's by Joby. I'm not going to use my extra lens or anything else in there, or an external mic. However, I still think I'm going to take this stuff with me in case I change my mind. What I like about this Nikon bag, it really fits all my stuff in there perfectly. Like here's my Rode Wireless Go 2 mics, all my extra batteries, my G7X Mark II, the case for the Mark III, where I keep my Manfrottos, where I keep my extra lenses, SD cards and cables and everything. It's just a nice one-stop shop bag for everything, and it's not that big. So I'm a big fan of this Nikon bag. Though I just realized one of my bags isn't in there that has my lapel and lavalier mics. I have no idea where that is. That's not good. Never mind, I found them. They were just in the front part of the bag. I jumped to conclusions again. My bad. Now I just gotta figure out where I put my little black backpack. It's one of those like over-the-shoulder sling bags that I'm make fun of people for having, but I have one now. Behold, my comic stuff. Someday I'll go through each and every box. I've gone through like 4 of them so far with you guys, and it used to be a joke in our collecting community. When you saw comics being stored in a baby wipes bag from Costco, you knew you had good stuff. Like legit. And it's already happened. And there it is. It took less than 5 minutes of recording before it overheated and won't let me anymore. And we're inside in a 74-degree house. Is this common? Someone please tell me below. I don't understand why this is overheating. Because this is going to be my test day to see how long it took for this to actually do this. And it's been less than 8 minutes. And I haven't had it on the full 8 minutes. It's just been 8 minutes since I put batteries on it and started playing with it. I'm a little sad right now. So that's the way to start off this experiment, is overheating before I even leave the house. So I've said it before in a previous video. I notice it does this when it's set to 4K settings. So I'm actually going to switch it down to 1080. And we'll see how long it takes to do it again. I'm not going to take my DJI with me because I don't want, this is supposed to be a stress test. But I am going to take my GoPro with me just in case. That was a little annoying. But let's switch it over to 1080p, right? And now we're in 1080p. Does it look a lot different? I'll probably render this all in 4K, but we'll see how it actually looks when that time comes. But right now we're in 1080. And the time currently is 11:48 a.m. I'll tell you right now, the one thing that is really different between this Joby stand and the actual Manfrotto one I've used, this one's a lot stiffer and not as easy to manipulate. But I also haven't used it before. I gotta break it in. And I hear my kid getting in trouble downstairs. Gotta go be a dad. So here's the control for our experiment. I'm taking my GoPro 10 with one extra battery. I'm taking one extra battery in the case for my G7X Mark III. I'm also taking my lavalier mics that'll plug into both, because I'm not going to use other external mics. This is going to be a true stress test experiment. Hi, Chuck. Charlie's here. Charlie, want to come say hi? Yeah. Okay. Say hello. Since that's all the stuff I'm taking with me today, I'm going to put this stuff away. And I'm pretty anal retentive when it comes to storing my things, as I think you should be when you're spending this much money on a hobby or whatever. Take care of your stuff, people. See? Everything put away nicely on its own shelf. All my camera stuff. My Canon stuff, my DJI, my GoPro stuff, and my DJI gimbal, and my Rode mics. And my old Nikon D5100. So fun fact, I never actually learned to use this camera. I don't know why, it was just way too confusing to me. I gave up. Not gonna lie. Alright, I'm gonna leave my stuff here. ID10T, take care of everything. You too, Hellboy. Big change in plans. I didn't realize how close it was in time to go get Henry from school. So I'm just gonna run and grab a bite for lunch, because it's one of those moments I just need out of the house just for a few minutes. So that's what I'm heading to do right now. So I decided just to come here and grab some quick lunch before heading to get Henry, because I really want a Sonoran dog. Alright, ordered my hot dogs, now we wait. We're trying out Reds again. We've actually eaten here before. It wasn't the best experience, but that was also right when they first opened. It's been a few months. Let's see how it goes here. But I really want a Sonoran dog, and that's the closest one. I really like the ones down at Blacktop Grill, but I just can't drive that far now and get Henry. But hey, hopefully, since we're so close, we'll have a few minutes to kill. We can run around and look at a few things. Oh, before I forget, it is 12:40 in the afternoon. The reason I'm marking that time is the last time we did this, it took us a long time to get our food. So we'll check to see how long that takes. Well, it took 10 minutes to get it, but just like last time, the order wasn't correct. Okay, it took about 3 minutes to get the correct ones made, so a little leery that it's either the same hot dog just scraped off and redone, or whatever. But either way, I'm hungry. Let's eat it. It's average. It's good. It's definitely what I was looking for. It's just a good Sonoran dog, but it doesn't really stand out. And I think my fear is true. Let me show you. There's already onion and mustard stuck to the top, so this you reuse the same container. It is what it is. I don't plan on eating two. I'm going to eat the one. We'll see. Because it's the same price for one hot dog and one drink that I would have just got if I didn't order the combo, so. Done with lunch, but we have a few minutes before we have to leave, and I want the car to cool down a little bit. So we're going to pop our head in a couple shots. You haven't seen it, but there's a lot of video footage I've taken just to really stress the camera, and in 1080p mode, we've had no overheating issues. It's only in 4K. Can someone explain to me why? Like, is it really working that much harder? Is it that much hotter inside? But 1080p, I probably recorded for a total of like 20 plus minutes so far. No issues. So I think this one's passing the stress test in regular standard high definition, so in 1080p at 30 frames per second. So I don't understand why it decides to overheat so easily and so often in 4K. It boggles my head. But it is what it is. I think with our findings, I'm inclined. I think I might be selling this camera and investing in something new. But I'll think about it some more, and we'll catch more back up after I get Henry. Whoever idea it was to make it where you can turn on the AC from afar is my hero. Nice and cool, not 140 degrees like it was when I first turned it on. So after recording quite a bit while walking around our premium outlets here in Tucson, it didn't overheat, didn't give me any issues whatsoever in 1080p. It's only when it's in 4K. I mean, I can render in 4K and post, it's not a huge deal, but why does the camera overheat so much in 4K? Like, I just don't know why. If someone can enlighten me, I would love to learn. So I just don't understand why it's that much different and why it's working that much harder as far as like is there like a flaw in the camera when it comes to ventilation where it's not letting the air circulate, so it's overheating as a result? I don't know. If you know, please let me know. But let's go pick up Henry from school and we'll go from there. So let's take a moment and talk about my overall findings when it came to the camera. Like I've said in the past, I really do love the G7X Mark III. My only issues with it is that overheating. And today when switching it to 1080p, as you saw, we did have no overheating problems whatsoever. So it's just in 4K, specifically in the 29 frames per second and the 24 frames per second. The 1080p, I was actually shooting in 60 frames per second. I thought I was in 30, and I had zero issues. And right now I'm recording on it again to kind of give it a further stress test here in the middle of the night now that everybody's asleep. And so far, so good. But to be fair, it is like 70 degrees in the house right now because it is getting cooler. But like earlier, it was 76 and it was still overheating. And it took less than 8 minutes earlier for it to overheat. So I'm kind of torn. What do I do? I'm kind of been leaning towards trying out one of the new Sony cameras just because I've never had one before. And it's like the latest thing for vlogging. That and the DJI, which, as we've determined, is my favorite camera to shoot with. So is the G7X Mark III at this point worth holding on to? I don't know. So here's my fears. My fear is I'm going to sell it, use that money to buy the Sony, then immediately miss the Canon. Bear in mind, I've spent a lot of extra money on all the different accessories for the Canon, so I'll be losing out on that stuff as well. To be fair, I can include that in the overall cost of the camera for selling, or price of the camera for selling, but I also know me. Once it's out of my life and I spent all this time learning it, I'm not going to be happy knowing that it's gone. So I think I'm going to hold on to it for now, because I do perfectly like shooting with the DJI, so I really have no intentions of using a Sony one often enough to really justify buying it. But then again, I don't know. I feel like I'm in an awkward relationship now where it's almost perfect, but there's that one thing I cannot get over. I don't know, would you be able to get over it? Would you have all these issues with the 4K overheating issue? Or would you be happy shooting in 1080p? Let me know. As for me, it's time for bed. Thank you guys for watching this video. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Tommy's Tesla Tech and Travel. Got my little shirt here I designed, paying homage to my beloved turtles. And how do you guys like the new lighting stuff I'm setting up here? I'm really liking these Gobi lights. In fact, I think I'm going to be getting the one for the TV here pretty soon. Probably a video on that one coming soon as well. Guys, thanks for taking the ride with us. Let's take another ride again soon. If you haven't done so, please remember to like and subscribe. I know it's corny, but it's true. It helps the channel. We're trying to get to 500 subscribers. We put on over 200 in the last few months, which is way better than the previous year and a half. So thanks to you guys, we are growing, and I would like to continue to grow. So like I said, if you haven't done so, please like and subscribe down below. Until next time, bye-bye everybody.